Are you bored of the everyday, frantic humdrum of life? Ever wish you could start over with your own laws, land, and like-minded people? Well, fear not, worthy listener. Sidebank, the micronation that is not so micro, is recruiting for new citizens at the start of the new year. We welcome people of all walks of life, so don't sidestep away and sign up today.
Please rise for the national anthem.
Oh, Sidebank, the land we love so well. We build imaginative landscapes that are sustainable. We promise to meet our national dish of apple jam on toast. That is how we show you
Good afternoon, fellow citizens. It's another beautiful day here in Sidebank. A perfect day to be here and only here, always and forever. I know we abandoned hearts and other foolish notions of human anatomy when we came to Sidebank, but I must say, the part of my body previously known as heart swells with pride in the emotion formerly known as love every time we gather together to sing our anthem. I know collaboration can be hard sometimes, whether you're building a nation, flying a plane, or deciding on flower arrangements, but, luckily, in the rare instances where we've hit a brick wall, or a wall brick, the citizens of Sidebank have always found a way to take a step back from the situation, analyse it from the outside, and then move forward with a clearer mind, free from frustration and self-loathing. On that note, please don't be alarmed by the strange brown lines currently occupying our nation's floor. We believe they are tracks from a foreign creature, most likely one with black plastic feet. While we can't ignore the fact that they are here, we are confident we will find a way to work around them. As always, there's a lot to get through, but before we kick off, a word from our sponsors.
Back to school really got you down? Not for long. This week, we're giving free apple jam smoothies to everyone in a Sidebank school uniform every day until 10 a.m. Come down and get yours while stocks last to start your day with a blended crunch. Terms and conditions apple. Get it? Apple. But seriously, terms and conditions.
Community update.
The Sidebank Humane Society would like to remind all citizens of the proper protocol for penguin interaction. As the self-identified colonizers of their land, we owe it to the penguins to respect their wishes and right to land use. It should be noted that our scientists have yet to decode their language, assuming that they have one at all, so in the meantime we can offer you these educated guesses. When addressing a penguin or calling out to one on the street, it is acceptable to refer to them as penguin, in what may formerly have been identified as Irish, British, American, Canadian, Belgian, Korean, or Taiwanese accents. As a radio presenter, one of my main responsibilities is to ensure no one is offended, so I won't be attempting any of these accents on the air, including the Irish one, because you just can't be too careful. We have gotten the impression that penguins respond positively to the customary side hug, but only if you have first received verbal, auditory, and tactile consent. During mating season, we believe it is best to give penguins their space. We will update you when this time nears, but to better assist you in identifying a penguin mating display, we will play you this audio clip.
Quack, 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 quack.
The Humane Society has also received word that the penguins have been selected by a small group of citizens as the object of a newly formed religion. It is not within the purview of the Humane Society to advise on the validity of your beliefs, but all forms of worship should respect penguin sovereignty. After last week's incident, we would also like to remind citizens for the 9th time that it is illegal to hold a penguin captive for your domestic enjoyment. A custom you may have known in your past life as owning a pet. Incidentally, as of 2 hours ago, it is also now illegal for any resident in Sidebank to not own a shovel. The Sidebank Humane Society will be holding bi-weekly workshops to better educate citizens on all penguin matters, for which you can sign up on the community notice board. More community announcements after this.
You do not have your own shovel? Nonsense! Here is a special chance to buy great shovels to build your nation at a surprising price. The founder of Sidebank guarantees.
It was fantastic when I did the first shovel for my nation with the shovelry shovel.
Do not miss this chance. You can build your own nation too.
We are pleased to announce that in our lovely and serious when necessary nation, we do have a new and big singing pub which opens this Saturday. This singing pub is legal and adheres to our nation's rules. It is a casual place where you can take your parents and lovers. We have been informed that patrons are encouraged to enjoy 1 to 4 happy moments in the singing pub. These moments may include your first kiss with tongues, your first tongue with kisses, or your first kiss without the use of lips, tongues, or mouths. The ticket price is only 2 fish. We would advise not to hesitate, as these will sell out fast. Today, all day, we are counting down the nation's top hits. Here's number 2.
Lost and found.
Dwight Larney has lost his cubic zirconia encrusted nail file. He suggested that someone may have mistook it for their own cubic zirconia encrusted nail file. He promises if the person who got mixed up simply comes forward and returns the cubic zirconia nail file, he won't ask any questions. It's just it's his only nail file and he's lost without it. Get in touch with Dwight by filling up your sink to 3/4 full and moving your hand through the water in an anti-clockwise motion. When the water begins to gather speed, bring your face close to the plug and softly whisper your message for Dwight. If this fails, try WhatsApp.
Community update.
The Sidebank Humane Society has heard the concerns of citizens residing adjacent to rookeries and have established quiet hours that will be in place throughout the mating season. We hope this will address the issue of penguin noise adequately, as a well-rested population makes the frog bird person. This message is brought to you by Micronations International, because being your own nation is really great.
Hey Mom, I'm bored. I spent all my pocket money going out with my friends.
That's no problem, honey. Just go back to back. The only bandit keeps on free money for people who really need it.
That's right, Christine. Because here at Bank, we know that piles of cash are what every Sidebank citizen really needs. You enjoyed yourself. That's our priority.
Bank, because being your own nation is really great.
Sidebank.
Here at Sidebank Radio, we believe there comes a time in every person's life where they must ask themselves, why do I draw these lines? What are they for? Where do they go? Are we becoming crippled by our obsession with perspective geometry? Listeners, we hear your concerns. We can't help it. They reside in the concern cloud which we all pass every day on the way to work, which, as you know, is Sidebank slang for an activity that exists in the space between work and fun. Speaking of that space between work and fun, listeners, don't forget, that space is a line. Lines are how Sidebank flourishes and how we connect to one another. Lines are how we line to the lines. Lines. To refresh our memories, the Department for Geometric Shapes has provided us with this definition of the straight one-dimensional line and its place on the Cartesian plane. A line in a Cartesian plane, or indeed in affine coordinates, can be described algebraically by linear equations. There are many variant ways to describe the equation, and all can be converted from one to the other by algebraic manipulation. All this reminds me of another line I saw earlier today. It was, of course, the line outside Sidebank Smoothie Shop. Owner Jemima McSmoothie Maker just keeps us all coming back for more. I've often wondered if she was born with the name McSmoothie Maker or if it was a new name she gave herself after she realised she wanted to pursue a career in smoothie making. I recently found out it was the former. I met her one day coming out of the stained glass window shop, and after the appropriate amount of small talk, I said, "So, Jemima, were you born with the name McSmoothie Maker, or is it a new name you gave yourself after you realised you wanted to pursue a career in smoothie making?" She said, "It's the name I was born with, and I didn't choose to pursue a career in smoothie making. The career chose me, probably because I come from a long line of smoothie makers." And there you have it, listeners. Lines are how we line.
You may think our nation is perfect, and it is. For those of you new to Sidebank or trying to get used to that fact, log on over to I Hate Other People, or IHOP. It's not anonymous, and there are no pancakes. Complain about your neighbors every Tuesday afternoon at the new pub. It's not a safe space, it's a side space. Hope to see you there.
The Department for Geometric Shapes has issued a cease and desist on all citizens travelling in circles. This pattern has been deemed too selfish and nonsensical for our nation. Citizens are being advised to restrict all movements to straight lines while the department reviews alternative geometric options. Your freedom of geometric expression is important to us, so we are working as fast as humanly possible to approve a list of options that meets the needs of all citizens. Nevertheless, we all know that there are numerous limits on what is humanly possible. This traffic report is brought to you by Micronations International, because being your own nation is really great. It's the moment you've all been waiting for. Here's the #1 song in the nation.
Yellow chop! Yellow chop, chop! Yellow chop! Yellow chop! Yellow chop! Yellow chop! Yellow chop, chop,
update!
As you know, overcrowding has been an urgent national issue for some time, and the penguins in this land desperately needed a place to call their own. The
They need a place to call their own.
I'm delighted to report that this has happened today. Down by the south side of the land, beyond the fences, the new penguin sanctuary is open and ready.
Beyond the fences, a great new penguin sanctuary.
And build their own utopia, just like us.
Just like
This
us.
would not have been possible without the kind donations from neighbouring nations, Sealand and Colombia. Thank you, but keep those donations coming, worthy listeners, so we can keep building and creating this wonderful nation.
Wonderful nation, but another community update. Community
The
update!
Sidebank Humane Society regrets to announce the indefinite suspension of the penguin treatment workshops due to a lack of funding. This society
Suspension of the penguin treatment.
But are relatively certain this will be impossible. Stay tuned for updates on this situation in progress.
Sponsored by Micronations International. Because being your own nation is really great.
Because being your own nation is really great.
Because being your own nation is really
Because
great.
being your own nation.
Because being your own nation is really great.
Because being your own nation is really great.
Because being your
Because
own
being your own nation.
Being your own nation is really great.
Welcome aboard micronations. The Sidebank is operating. Please make sure to leave your passport outside the cabin and enter the aircraft with a free mind. The captain has turned on the donation sign. You will find special token information on the card located in the seat bucket in front of you. We strongly suggest you read it before claiming any unnecessary charges. Thank you for traveling with Micronations Airways today, and we hope you enjoy the journey with our golders.
And now for the lost and found.
Well, a couple of months ago, I got off the plane and I realised I had lost my nation. I know. How silly of me, right? I have no idea where it went. I walked up and down, baggage claim, waited at that revolving thing for days, but it never turned up. I even left a message with a little Polaroid of my face. I know, those things are nigh on extinct. I mean, I get it. You know how hard it is to use those to take a picture of your face? My note said, "Hello, my name is Jane. If you see my nation, drop me a message. Exits." But no one called. Now, you could say it was planned, that I was perhaps trying to escape the confines of the system, or that I was a couple of years deep into tax evasion. But I think, maybe, it was just a simple case of forgetting where I came from. Sidebank was the only place within walking distance that was accepting suddenly nationless people, so I walked right in. At the time, it felt like a tragedy, but thinking back on it, it might have been the best thing that ever happened to me, because now I'm here, and it's a perfect day to be here, and only here, always and forever. Hindsight really is 20/40. I guess you could say I lost my identity and gained my freedom. All I know is I'm grateful.